Hello everyone. So in the previous class we have talked about boiling. We have discussed about evaporation. Now we will talk about the reverse of boiling. What was boiling? Boiling was a process in which a liquid when heated at a fixed temperature it got converted into gaseous state. Like suppose water, when you heat water up to 100 degrees Celsius, you will find that the water starts converting into vapor state or in the gaseous state. That was the process of boiling. The reverse of boiling is known as condensation. So what is condensation? It is a process in which a gas changes into its liquid state. It is a process in which a gas changes into its liquid state at a fixed temperature. Like boiling was having a fixed temperature, that is boiling point. Similarly, the condensation will also have a fixed temperature and which will take place with the release of heat energy. That means on cooling. So it is a process in which a gas changes into its liquid state at a fixed temperature on losing the heat energy, that is on cooling. So this process will take place in cooling only and is known as condensation. Like suppose water was boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. So similarly water will condense, that is steam will condense at what temperature? Same at 100 degrees Celsius. So boiling point of one liquid and condensation point of that liquid will remain same. So what is condensation? This you have to remember, it is a process of converting liquid into gaseous state at a fixed temperature on cooling. So over here you have to cool that object. So what will happen? When any liquid has converted into vapor state or in gaseous state, the molecules have gone apart. Okay, so what happened when you cool it down? When you cool it down, the amount of heat energy will going to release. When the amount of heat energy will release, on losing the heat energy, the kinetic energy will going to decrease. The kinetic energy of the molecules will going to decrease, and the molecules which were moving at a very fast rate, now slowly and slowly they will slow down. And since they will slow down, the molecules will come close to each other. As the intermolecular space decreases, the intermolecular force of attraction will increase and they all will be bound from gaseous state to liquid state. So this process is known as condensation and this also takes place at particular temperature. Now we are going to talk about sublimation. What is sublimation? It is a process of conversion of solid directly into gaseous state without passing through liquid state. So there are some kind of solids in the world which you will heat them, instead of first coming to the liquid state, they will directly convert into vapor state or in the gaseous state. So such kind of solids which on heating directly converts into gaseous state are known as sublime particles, and those substances they sublime to gaseous state, the process will be known as sublimation. So suppose if I take a very simple example of camphor. Okay, so when you heat camphor, or another example is naphthalene balls. Okay, naphthalene balls. So you can take examples of camphor also and you can take examples of naphthalene balls also. So whenever you heat them, okay, so when you heat this camphor, you will find that instead of first coming into liquid state, it will directly vaporize and it will go into vapor state or in the gaseous state, it will disappear. Similarly, you take naphthalene balls, you place them in the clothes. When you keep your clothes for longer period of time safely, you will keep your naphthalene balls. Now, after certain months, when you open that cloth, you will not find the naphthalene balls are still kept there. What has happened to naphthalene balls? Actually, they have converted into vapor state directly. They have sublimed and they have got converted into vapor state without coming into liquid state. That is why you cannot see any kind of traces over there. So sublimation is a process of conversion of solid directly into gaseous state without passing through liquid state. So this you have to learn what is sublimation. Now deposition. So in sublimation, what has happened? The solid was got converted into vapor state on heating with without turning into liquid state. Now, if reverse of that happens, like suppose any vapor is there and you cool that vapor. Like suppose if I take example of camphor. Now when the camphor was heated, it was converted into vapor state. Now if you somehow cool down that camphor particles, that is the gaseous state of camphor, when you cool them back, you will find that it has all been collected together to convert back into solid state. So it is the reverse process of sublimation. So that is known as deposition. What it is known as? Deposition. It is a process. It is a process in which a gas on cooling directly converts back into solid state without passing through liquid state. So it is a process in which a gas on cooling directly converts back into solid state without passing through liquid state is known as deposition, and this will take place on cooling, whereas sublimation was taking place on heating. Now we are going to talk about the last topic of a chapter, that is forces of cohesion and adhesion, which is also known as cohesive force and adhesive force. So please try to understand it very clearly. It is very important to remember. What is force of cohesion? The force of attraction between the molecules of same kind of substance. When the substance is same, like suppose if I take water, so it is all water. If I take milk, it is all between the milk molecules. So the force of attraction between the molecules of same kind of substance is known as force of cohesion. Whereas the force of attraction between the molecules of different kind of substances is known as force of adhesion. I will take a very simple example, and with the help of example we will understand what is cohesion force and what is adhesive force. So let us take a beaker. You have taken a beaker and you will pour some water in this. Okay. Now, over here molecules of water are there, which are just close to each other. So the force of attraction between the molecules of same liquid or same substance, it can be solid also, it can be liquid also, it can be gas also. I'm just taking example of a liquid over here. So the molecular force, the intermolecular force of attraction between the same kind of molecules, it is all molecule of water. So the intermolecular force of attraction between these molecules will be known as cohesive force. What it is known as? Cohesive force or force of cohesion. Whereas these water molecules are in contact with this beaker also. Whether the beaker is made up of glass, whether the beaker is made up of steel, whatever it is, the molecules of water is in contact with the glass or steel of the container. So they are touching each other. So there is some force of attraction acting between them also. When the force of attraction is acting between different type of substances, over here water is there and over here that steel or glass is there. So the force of attraction acting between different type of substances, then it is known as force of adhesion. Now how you will realize this? First example, I take my finger and dip inside this water. When you dip inside the water, the finger will go inside and I will remove my finger again. What will happen? When you dip, the finger will go inside, it will displace water. Why? Because the finger want to occupy some space. So it will displace water and the water will get separated from there. But as soon as you remove the finger, what will happen? Will the liquid still get separated? No. The intermolecular force of attraction starts acting back and the molecules will come closer. So what will happen? They will again occupy that space. So the force of attraction acting between the same type of molecules was known as force of cohesion or cohesive force. Whereas when I pour out water from that container, I will throw whole water, spill out the water from the container. Now when you touch this container, the edges on the sides of the container, you will still find that some droplets of water is still present over there. Whenever you drink water from the glass, after completely drinking the water from the glass, don't you find small droplets of water still present over there? Why these droplets of water are still present over there? Because the force of attraction was still present between the molecules of water and the glass or the container. This force of attraction between the different type of substances was force of adhesion. In certain cases, force of cohesion will be very strong, force of adhesion will be very small or very loose. In certain cases, the force of cohesion will be very loose or very weak, and force of adhesion will be very strong. So over here in water, the water was sticking with the glass. When you pour the whole water from the glass, still some droplets of water still present over there. Why? Because the force of adhesion was strong and it was acting between the molecules of solid and this liquid. But instead of water, if I take a container and fill it with mercury, I'll fill it with mercury. And when you pour down this mercury from the container, you will find that there is no droplets of mercury stick with the container after that. Why? Because the force of adhesion was very weak. That is the force of attraction between the molecules of mercury and this container was very weak, whereas the intermolecular force of attraction between the same kind of molecule, that is force of cohesion, was very strong. So what has happened over here? The molecules which were of same kind, they were having strong intermolecular force of attraction. So you can say force of cohesion was strong. In this case, water and glass, they were sticking each other by because intermolecular force of attraction between different type of substances was stronger. So you can say force of adhesion was strong. So this is what about force of cohesion and force of adhesion, which you have to remember.